Well, hello everyone. Now, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another reaction. So this is for The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play, which premiered around I got my time like 9 or so hours ago. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say the first couple of minutes of this video, I'm not reacting to it because it's literally the same video that we've seen before. It's the trailer that came out just like a few weeks ago. So it's that. So we're basically starting off from where we left off. Obviously, the original video, I'm going to put it in the description. So if you want to see the whole thing, please go ahead and do that. But yeah, so again, we're a bit further in, about 2.5 minutes in this video. So starting from where I've not seen the footage or you've not seen the footage. So without further ado, let's get this going.
I'm Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the Director of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience,
Nice water,
especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2, including new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence. You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
There's stuff
I don't know
you've
what
seen
happened.
before, you know.
I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. They were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors. With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our kiss from last night?
Man,
However,
facial expressions.
this peace is short-lived. Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event. Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our goal was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible.
Man, they up the detail and also like the way
Much
you're
of the
gonna
story
be able to
unfolds in
traverse
what
all of
remains
this.
of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it.
Whoa.
The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather.
That
And
rainy
with
part's
Part
gonna
2,
be
we've
hard.
introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats. Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
Rope mechanic.
These more open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely.
Oh. Kind of like before.
The Last of
but-
Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains. Some streets are so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them. However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle, and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Hey, we got another
Army,
trespasser.
assault rifles.
Girl,
Oh
did you see
shit.
her?
Yeah. That part is definitely gonna be tough, fighting these guys.
On the other side of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Clip her wings.
Oh mother God.
But beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected. They are the recently infected runners, who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the stalkers, who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence.
These motherfuckers.
The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustules. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims.
Oh,
But our
my
most
Lord.
terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
And we were
Overcoming
left-
these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and the environment to your advantage.
Oh shit!
The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover.
You think this guy's connected to the
They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence. Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection.
They could be hiding anywhere.
25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown.
That trail, I like
Use
that.
tall grass to hide
they
from
smell that
enemies and
trail.
go prone
Good.
to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When
Makes
Ellie is
damn
overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks.
Yeah.
Learning
That's-
how
that's the
opponents
dodge
attack
mechanic.
with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before
Oh.
dealing a killing blow.
Shit.
Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move.
My God! How many mechanics are in this game?
Ellie isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
That AI better work, man. That AI better work. Oh shit! Okay, it worked. Ugh.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities. You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
What?
Flee as they fight, or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left.
There's that mechanic too now? Shit. That's smart, man. They have it, like, it makes sense. I said in the last video, it has to make sense in the world, all the game mechanics. Like,
Our goal is to create unparalleled attention,
makes sense.
coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients.
You see
These
the
skills and
magazine,
upgrade
it
manuals
helps you
cater to a
upgrade.
variety of
I like
playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience. We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes, all of which are visualized and become part of your character.
That's nice. She actually puts it on. It's not just like, oh, it appears there. It's really nice.
Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines,
Bombs,
explosive arrows,
grenades,
pistol suppressors, and more.
So much stuff. And I've heard like they haven't. You can collect everything in one game, like one playthrough. Wow. So I guess like
All
the
of these
new
gameplay
Game Plus
systems
comes into handy,
are meant to
right?
immerse you in the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.
Oh, that's from the trailer. The first E3 trailer, I believe.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay. Enjoy.
Here we go. Actually, the other stuff, I haven't seen that before either, so hey. She can swim too now, man, like... I'm debating whether I should, like, actually live stream this game when it comes out, or should I just, you know, edit it and then post it?
Isaac's not happy about it.
It's gonna take a long time to play through. Like, each area looks like it's gonna take, like, what, an hour to finish or something. At least looks like it. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. Just got scared for no reason. I hate water areas in any game, man.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up. Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors.
PS Vita.
it's away. Word is we're almost wrapped up.
Good. I got my girl waiting for him for Bob.
No mercy.
You shit me? They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs.
Hey, we get the job done.
Ellie's
I
pissed.
bet you do. Oh, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
Hope that's our guys executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
I
Headshot.
heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
Oh, no way. Not after what went down last time.
This gonna
Even
look
Isaac isn't that
good
crazy.
on PS4 Pro, man.
That's what I heard.
I don't have a Pro, but can't wait to play this on PS5. Hopefully, they have the backward compatibility figured out. So
Calm down.
yeah. Splinter Cell Ellie Edition.
Fan out. Check the whole courtyard. Someone's out there.
Wonder if you're climbing and somebody sees you. Can you like aim like that or something? So many mechanics. A dog. Oh man. Whoa. Oh shit. Man. This is war. Shit. Damn. There's one bullet. I like that. You know, the arrow thing, the crosshair. I like it better than that whole line that was in the first game. That was just way too weird for me. Ooh, that skull sound! Damn! Shit, you felt the crack. Oh, damn, right in the head.
I'll go check it out.
I got you covered.
Holy shit! Shit! Look out! Move! Over here! Drop her now, crook! Asshole!
Whoa. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, the nails go in the head. Right in the head. Works every time. Damn. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. She's stuck. Get out.
Damn it! Find another way off!
I've been thinking, whatever happens, well, we kind of at this point know, but just to keep the surprise, whatever happens though, I do think the people she knows
You, Nora?
or she trusts are not all. I think there's some assholes within the group. So whatever happens, I think it's kind of connected to the first game. I'll leave it to that. If you haven't played the first one, just in case, I'll leave it at that. There's something that happens in that first game, and
You're gonna tell us where she went.
When
it's
Isaac talks to us
revenge.
about
It's
this,
their
I'm getting tired
revenge.
of this.
Nora.
in this game, and then
Nora!
she goes back to take
I'm
revenge.
not going down for her, man.
I think that's how the story will be directly connected first. It just dawned on me. I've been thinking that based on all the the trailer and based on what I see. I wonder how Ellie's mechanics would be in hand-to-hand combat. Because in the first one...
Don't scream. Put that shit down. You remember me? Yeah. You remember me.
What? PlayStation. Okay, so start from there. That girl, for some reason, she does look like someone. And I don't know, I'm still doing my live stream of the first, like a replay of the first game. So if somebody comes across that looks like her, I might know. Or if Ellie's referring to her in like this game, she might meet that character at the beginning of the game or something like that. But yeah, that also not confirms my theory, but that also tells me that maybe there's someone within that group, you know, they have that thing going, they're safe, they have this place, everybody's staying, everybody's happy. I think someone in there, or even a group of people, they might have gone bad, or they might have, you know, had a deal with someone, and that's the reason that big thing happened, because of why Ellie's on this adventure or revenge story. Yeah, that's like, the more and more I see, that's the thing that comes to my mind. And the only way that somebody would, you know, go to this level of like having to get revenge against that whoever, let's just shush, not gonna say, but if that what actually happens, and then the only reason I can think of is what happened in the first game. I think somehow they finally infiltrate this group and they get their revenge, and that's it. But damn, let's see. I haven't not read any of the leaks. So hopefully this story starts strong, stays strong, and ends on a high level. Yes, a lot of things can go wrong because the expectations are so high. Like, first of all, like they were. I remember the time when they never wanted to make the second one, because the first one, the way it ended, if you go back and, you know, read the interviews, and you'll see what I mean. They were like, you know, they liked the way it ended, which kind of leaves it up for debate. So now from here on, people can debate whether the decision was wrong or right. When if you played the game, you know what I'm saying. If you haven't, if you do play it, you'll see. It was controversial in a way because of the decision that Joel took. So it was a very self-contained story on its own. Now, it took this long for them to actually make it, because the first few years, I believe, like, they didn't want to make it. Then they actually started working on a story, but they still wanted to be like the perfect story. So I do believe in the team. I know, like, for some reason, with all the leaks, the internet went all like negative. But at the same time, I think just like recent days now, it's all like kind of coming back to the positive. So let's see. There's so many expectations. Maybe I won't even be satisfied. But the one thing I do know and or I do understand that this is like a post-apocalyptic world. Not every decision that take we will like, and it's not gonna be. It's like they made it clear in the first game is that the clickers are scary and all these infected are really scary. But you know what's scarier than those are the human beings who are not infected, but they're still infected. You know? So yes, things, even people you think you trust, might bite you in the back. It's apocalyptic world. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah, there's nothing else I can say at this point. Like the based on the very little information we know, I've kind of concluded my theory. So this is more like theoretic, and obviously it can go all sideways, and my theories can all vanish up in the air somewhere. It might not all be true, but that's what I think is going. I think they're probably going to connect to that first one and connected to some of the decisions that were taken in the first, and I think that's how the story starts, and that's why Ellie's on this journey to revenge. So with that discussion, hopefully y'all like the reaction. Obviously, again, as I said, I'm gonna add the original bit in the description, obviously. So if you want to see the first 2.5 minutes and the trailer and the gameplay all together, you can go see it. But other than that, hopefully you've been liking all my reactions and liking what I'm trying to do with the channel. Obviously, comments are always appreciated, negative or positive. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, or let me know what I'm doing right. That's the only way to improve. And with that, again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please. That's the only way I can grow. The only way I can, keep motivated. So, yeah. So, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay safe, stay strong, and I will catch you all later. Ta-ta.